Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are breaking down some absolutely massive news. OpenAI is officially bringing advertisements to ChatGPT. So what's that going to mean for us as users, for marketers, and really for the future of AI itself? Let's get right into it.
So let's just start with the biggest question of all, the one this slide is asking. What is the real cost of free AI? Because let's be honest, while we've all been using these amazing tools, there's been a huge bill quietly adding up in the background.
And here it is, the official word that sets the whole stage. Based on what OpenAI is telling us, they've already started testing ads inside the company. And the plan is to start rolling them out to all of us in the next few weeks. So yeah, this isn't just a rumor anymore, it is happening.
Okay, let's get into our first section and really understand the why behind all this. Because this isn't just about OpenAI wanting to make a little extra profit. Nope, this move is really driven by the sheer necessity of economic survival.
I mean, the numbers here are just staggering. To power the future of these incredibly complex models like GPT-4o, OpenAI is staring down potential infrastructure costs of over, get this, $1.4 trillion. Yeah, subscriptions like ChatGPT Plus definitely help, but they are just a drop in the ocean compared to a build that big.
It's also really important to realize that OpenAI isn't just acting on its own here. They are not even the first ones to this party. As you can see, competitors like Perplexity AI and Google already have ads baked into their AI tools. Heck, even Microsoft's Bing Chat, which runs on GPT-4, has had ads for over a year now.
Okay, so now for the question that probably matters most to you and me. How is this going to change things for us? Who's actually going to see these ads, and what is it going to feel like using ChatGPT every day? Well, OpenAI has drawn a very clear line in the sand. It's pretty simple. If you're a paying subscriber on one of the premium plans, don't worry. Your experience stays completely ad-free. But if you're using the free tier or that new lighter Go plan, you're going to start seeing ads.
But, it's not just about your subscription plan. A couple of other things matter too. For one, it's a phased rollout, so it depends on what country you're in. And OpenAI has also been super clear that ads will not be shown to anyone identified as being under 18.
And if you look at the rollout plan, you can see they're starting small and being pretty strategic about it. Phase 1 is all about the United States. That's the main test market. After that, the plan is to expand to other English-speaking countries like the UK, Canada, and Australia. You'll notice the EU is delayed, which is probably because of regulatory reviews. Now, this is a really key detail for the user experience. It looks like OpenAI is trying to make this as painless as possible. Instead of sticking ads at the top of the page like a lot of search engines do, they're planning to put a clearly labeled sponsored section after you've already gotten your main answer.
And this right here, this is a huge promise from OpenAI, and it's all about keeping our trust. They're saying point blank that you cannot pay to make ChatGPT tell you your product is the best. The ad is a totally separate thing that shows up after the real unbiased answer. It's kind of like a separation of church and state,
All right, let's flip the script for a second and look at this from the other side, from the perspective of businesses and marketers. How in the world do you get ready for a brand new advertising platform like this one?
Okay, first things first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You can't just log into some OpenAI ads manager and start buying these ads today. Right now, access is super limited to a tiny group of big-name partners in a closed beta, and they're probably working through Microsoft Advertising.
So if you can't buy ads yet, what's the smart move for marketers? Well, it's preparing for something called GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. Seriously, if you think of ChatGPT as the new Google, then GEO is the new SEO. It's all about making the AI trust and understand your brand without you having to pay for it.
So how do you do that? Well, getting ready for GEO pretty much boils down to 3 crucial steps. First, build authority. Make sure the AI sees you as a source it can trust and cite. Second, use structured data. Think of it like putting clear labels on your info so the AI can easily understand stuff like product details and prices. And third, write direct, factual content, which is exactly the style these language models love.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates how ad copy itself is going to have to change. The old way of just shouting commands like, buy shoes now, that's not going to work. The new way is all about writing conversational copy that fits naturally into what the user is asking, offering a helpful suggestion instead of a hard sell.
All right, let's wrap this up by looking ahead. Because when you introduce ads into an ecosystem like this, it creates a whole new rulebook for everything, from how advertisers are going to pay to how our privacy is going to be protected.
We might see a really fascinating shift away from the standard cost per click model we all know. There's this new idea being floated called cost per conversation, or CPCon. In this world, an advertiser might actually pay more if a user sees their ad and then asks a follow-up question about it, which signals way higher interest. But of course, the second you say ads, the next word on everybody's mind is privacy. This is the huge elephant in the room. And OpenAI knows it. They have to get this right or they're going to face a massive backlash from users.
To try and solve this, OpenAI is focusing on what's called contextual targeting. And this is a really important difference. It means the ads you see will be based on what you're talking about right now, not your entire chat history. So if you're talking about camping, you might see a tent ad. That feels way less invasive than being followed around the internet by an ad for a tent you looked at a week ago, right?
On top of that, the company has put out some pretty clear safety rules right from the start. They've said loud and clear, your personal conversations will not be sold. Ads are going to be banned from sensitive topics like politics or health. And, like we said before, they're blocking all ads for users under 18.
So, I guess it all comes down to this one big question, doesn't it? As advertising becomes this seamless part of our conversations with AI, are we looking at a helpful evolution that keeps these amazing tools free for everyone? Or is this just the beginning of a smarter, more personal way of being sold to? I guess that's the question we'll all see answered pretty soon.